Today I just wanted to look at Kasey's chart. Maybe you know him from YouTube. He's the vegetable police because he loves vegetables so much.
Yeah, or anti-vegetable now. Either way, it's all good.
Yes, it's all good. And I've been watching Kasey for a number of years. He's also a musician. He makes music. And he's also a comedian, one would say. So I think it would be interesting to see how all that is reflected in his birth chart. And also, he has had some recurring health issues, so I want to see how that is seen in his birth chart. So I'm using a South Indian chart because I use the principles of Vedic astrology, but with tropical signs. So you are Sagittarius Sun in Western astrology and also in the calculations that I use. Let's start from the beginning. I see you have a Sagittarius ascendant, and there you have the Sun and Mercury. The Sagittarius ascendant is, a person who is focused on a long-term goal and is acting according to some, principles or some higher beliefs they have. But because you have the Sun here, which is, is considered a cruel planet because it separates you from some things. There's also some sacrifices you have to make, but the Sun is called a noble separator, so you do them out of your own volition. And I see here that the Sun is with Mercury, so it separates you from mercurial things like friends. It's one of the things. And also Mercury is the lord of the 10th house, which is the father, and the lord of the 7th house, which is. So there were some separations from these factors, but noble separations because you made this choice, for a greater purpose. For a man, it's really good to have, the Sun on the ascendant because, it gives you like steadfastness and consistency in following your goal and moving forward. The Sun with Mercury is a combination for skill, but it also, because as I said, it's a cruel planet, it will, also hurt you a little on your body because the ascendant is the body. So it will give you some health issues as your, people who follow And I think your main health issue was like ulcerative colitis, like intestinal issues.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see that here because the Sun is very close to Mercury. So we say that Mercury is combust. It's a bit burnt by the Sun.
Oh no.
And oh, yes, but that affects these houses ruled by Mercury. So like your father and your spouse a little. So, a bit of, as I said, like it deepens a bit the separation from them. And also,
That's interesting because I've never met my father, so we're very separated.
yes, because your father, we look at the father from several points. We look at it from as the 10th lord, so Mercury. We look at it as the Sun because, that's one of the natural significators for the father. And we also look at it here in this chart. Pitru Karaka is the father, Karaka, which is also Mercury. So a lot of separation with the father, which is right in your case.
Interesting.
And the health issues, Virgo is intestines. And the ruler of Virgo, as I said, is combust here with the Sun, so intestinal issues. And Mars is also a hot planet here, burning your intestines, so the digestive fire is a problem for you. From an Ayurvedic perspective, I think because you have this, I think, like cooked food is good for you. I'm sorry, raw vegans. I used to be one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have a lot of fire here.
Mm.
We look at the soul planet. The soul planet for a person is the planet with the highest number of degrees, and it shows like how the individual tackles their soul path. And your soul planet is Venus because it has 24 degrees, the highest number of degrees. Venus is the planet of entertainment. One of the things is the planet of nourishment. It's in Capricorn, so it's a lot, and in the second house, so it has a lot to do with taking care of your financial responsibilities and your immediate family, like the family or the friends that are close in your environment. But it's also, because it's in Capricorn and it's with the South Node, that's really important. So when you see a planet with the South Node, you see that you developed in the past lives a lot this what this planet represents and what this house and sign represents. So you are a lot into status, in your past life, a lot into status, and you were a very diplomatic and proud person because Venus is the planet of pride.
Mm.
But in this life, you have to cultivate humility a lot.
Mm.
Yes, because the South Node always hides the planets and the signs and the houses it joins. So this is your fallback mechanism. We always fall back on the South Node because we're so used to it from past lives. But in order to balance this, you have to go towards the North Node, which in Indian astrology is called Rahu. So this is in Cancer in the eighth house. So in past life, you spent a lot of time, taking care of your financial responsibilities and your immediate, like worldly obligations. But now you have to develop, emotionally to express your emotions in a balanced manner. That's difficult for you because I think you tend to hide a lot with this K to Capricorn thing and be more like controlled and a bit rigid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here
it makes
Rahu.
sense. Just because like I'm still in that kind of financial structure kind of and not very expressive with my emotions. So yeah, I can see it. I'm like struggling to move on to that.
But it's a lifelong process. It doesn't happen from one day to the next. But they say that Rahu maturation, like North Node maturation, happens at 42. So by then we're just a bit like going in the dark because this is a part that you haven't really worked on in past existences. So it's very confusing, like how to express your emotions and
Mhm.
also eighth house things like how to share with other people, how to share your resources, collaborations. Like this is, and Cancer is also a very nourishing and healing sign. So your path towards, self healing can also be you're developing your North Node. And also, I wonder if you ever had like occult or mystical experiences because with Rahu here, like you should be attracted to the occult and things like that.
Nothing really. I'm interested in it, but I haven't had any like experiences, I don't think.
Well, wait until 2026.
Yeah, maybe it'll come soon. What's gonna happen?
Well, in Indian astrology, we divide like your life in like smaller sections. So you each like portion of your life has a planetary lord. Now you're running the Jupiter dasha. So Jupiter dasha means like time period. So Jupiter, you have Jupiter in Scorpio in the 12th house. The 12th house is also foreign places. So, it makes sense. You are traveling a lot. Now you just finished Jupiter Saturn. Well, you finished it in last year, and now you're in Jupiter Mercury. So,
Hmm.
in Jupiter Saturn, I think you had a boost in your fans or something because Saturn is exalted in the 11th house of titles, recognition, fans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, now you're in Jupiter Mercury, so Jupiter is the lord of the 12th. The 12th lord is, a lot of isolation, introspection, letting go, but also foreign places. And in your chart, Jupiter is also your spouse planet. So I wonder if your girlfriend works in a hospital or something like that.
She's an acupuncturist.
That would be like a Mars Mercury profession. Vedic astrology, we have divisional chart. So this is like your body's path. And then we have like, this is your fulfillment. This is how, the fulfillment of your dharma. So your Jupiter is here is in Cancer. So it's exalted, it's with Mars. Yes, so sharp objects, definitely. I think she's also interested in astrology and things like that.
Yeah, she is. She's into all this stuff.
Yes, because she is with the South Node, and this is a combination for astrologers. So maybe she'll become an astrologer one day or something like that.
Wow.
Also,
That's interesting
yes,
that she shows up in my chart.
definitely, because you attract what you are, you know.
Yeah.
You attract what you need to evolve. You also show up in her chart for sure.
Very interesting.
You have a past life kind of disappointment with relationships in general, like with relationships with the other sex, because you expect sort of like everything to be fulfilled by a relationship, but in this life you have to, develop a more divine friendship. So also, connect to something like a higher power, like have a more spiritual belief and let that fulfill part of your needs, because a person will never be able to fulfill all your relationship needs
Hmm.
because of this south node here. Yes, so this is the south node has several connotations. It can be hiding, but it can also be like very spiritual because it has a moksha, like liberation connotation. Yeah, I guess you have to like develop whatever you're attracted to spiritually, to believe in something higher.
Hmm.
To have some, because also you have a Sagittarius ascendant, so definitely you should, have like a higher principle to guide you or something like that, like a moral code that you're guided by, like some very, higher beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
larger than. I'm gonna check a little here. Yeah, definitely I see your intestinal problems because in the Trim Samsha, this is the chart that also looks at your health. You have the nodes here in Virgo, so intestines are always a potential problem for you throughout your life.
Mm.
Did you ever have like also stomach issues or heart or blood circulation?
A little bit. The blood, have felt that before, where my fingers are just like tingly. If
Numb?
I raise them up too high, it's like it's better now. I don't feel that, but I used to. On certain diets, on the high fat vegan diet, I felt that. I'd lay down and then like my arms would go tingly after a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's because the North Node is showing you where your purpose is, but it's also a cruel planet because it's so chaotic. And it's in Cancer, and Cancer is connected to the moon and the blood circulation, so that's also something to take care of. But you have a strong Venus, so you should be able to recover fast.
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter is also well dignified. It's in Scorpio here. Venus is well dignified. It's in a great friend sign in Capricorn. Its Lord is exalted. So whatever health issues you have, you should be able to recover pretty fast from them.
Sweet.
Yes. So I wonder when you met your girlfriend. Was it around 2012? Like late 2012? Or it has to be after 2012 for sure.
Yeah, she's gonna kill me if I don't remember this. I think it's 2014. How
Okay,
dare you
so
put me on the spot?
whoops.
It was May 25th, and I'm pretty sure it was 2014, but
Interesting. So you were running Jupiter Dasha. So as I said, Jupiter is your spouse factor. So in Jupiter, of course, you would find a spouse. But was there also some distance element with her from the beginning?
like she lived in another city, like,
Yeah.
but then she moved to Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
and then we met.
Okay. So, but when you met, you lived like pretty close, so you could see each other like easily.
It was like the opposite end of the city, but fairly close.
Okay.
It
Oh, 12
it was
hours.
too far though. It would have been nicer to be much closer.
Yes, yes. I can see these like little obstructions for
Mhm.
you to see your spouse like a little. like distance and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can do it. Like I guess you haven't seen her in like 6 months or something.
Yeah, it's been more than that, like 10 months now. I am actually considering going back to Canada soon just to see her again.
Mm. Okay, so now let's see. I'm gonna look at your cards as well. I'm using a system called Cards of Truth. Like you are assigned a birth card, and it's also very practical for snapshotting events in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your birth card is a Four of Diamonds. So that shows that you are born with an inner sense of worth, like you can bring something of value to the world, you
That's
know.
good.
Four of Diamonds, yeah, it's like the Four of Diamonds is also a house that is a good deal. So, like having also enough resources, not having like an excessive amount and not having too little, but just enough to, get by financially.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you have, let's see, your soul planet Venus is here in the Eight of Diamonds, Saturn. Yeah, a lot of things for you, like in your life, there was a lot, maybe you felt like you missed a lot of financial opportunities or something like that. I mean, a lot of it has to do with worth for you, like value, like making concrete things
Yeah,
happen.
earlier on in my early days, for sure, just I wasn't doing much. I wasn't doing what I loved and wasn't making much money. I was very poor for the first like 35 years of my life, so but it's turning around now, so things are getting a lot better.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, as a Four of Diamonds, your life path is an Ace of Clubs. That shows like how you feel most fulfilled, like what you feel most fulfilled in doing.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, it's an Ace of Clubs. It's a very intellectual card. It's a very, like always having new ideas, making new projects, always starting new things. That is like what gets you going and makes you like really satisfied and happy, like to manifest your creative inspiration, like always with new things,
Mm-hmm.
projects. So you're a very like clubby, intellectually oriented, like mental person, like wanting to do your videos, your music.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a lot of creative potential in your chart and good combinations. Like you have your Sagittarius ascendant, and the foot of the Sagittarius ascendant is here in the 11th house with an exalted Saturn. So that makes one a Sri Mantaha, like a wealthy, glorious person who's influential to a lot of people. So being it in the 11th house, it's a lot to do with social validations, like groups of people's fans, things like that, and also financial rewards.
Mm.
And in Libra, that's an air sign, so it's a lot to do with Libra is like trade, but it's trade of ideas, not necessarily like selling stuff, but it can also be selling stuff. But it's like you're trading things with people,
Mm-hmm.
like making like fair exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and also in partnerships with people. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you're gonna have some mystical experiences, but not necessarily now. Maybe you'll have some after August, like between August 2019, July 2020, but more surely like 2026, 2028, because this in the eighth house, like definitely you'll be meeting some like psychics or like people like that. There'll be a lot in your life,
Cool.
shamanic type of people.
Sounds exciting.
Yes. And maybe they will also like assist you with your health,
Mm-hmm.
because Cancer is a very nourishing sign. Yes, Nutrition Facts just uploaded a video. Wonderful. Okay, so this year it's a kind of a tough year for you in a way, because the natural sequence card is the Seven of Spades, and also the path is the Seven of Spades. And spades is a suit that's related to your self-development, physical and psychological. And the seven is the tarot deck is like the falling tower. So you feel like you're hitting a wall, like like your records are being broken in a way, or with your health you're not. But it was the same a bit like next year, but this year, last year, but this year is more prominent. Like you feel like you reached a wall and a limit,
Mm-hmm.
And you have to like move forward, and the way to move forward is not to victimize yourself, like not say why is this happening to me, why me. You just have to find, to take sort of an inner journey and find it within yourself. Also the self-fulfillment, not look necessarily for outer validation about what you're doing, about your health and your psychological development. And if some things aren't working, just let them go, because the seven is where we let go of stuff. So there's a lot of letting go, and
Yeah.
it's also gonna happen. Let's see. I mean, it's been happening from May to June, like the 7th of May, 28th of June, something like that happened. Like I see also with your health, this five of spades here is like a rehab or like a detox or something like that. It's like trying something else to improve your health.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna also take very strong effects here between the 10th of October and your birthday in December. And it's also gonna be, you have the Pluto in the 10 of spades, which is like reaping the rewards from really going on the path to better your health and your psychological development.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like where you're really invested in, reaping rewards with your health and also popularity, because the Ten of Hearts is the popularity card. Like this is the Wheel of Fortune in tarot, so it's like getting all the love from the
Hmm.
world. But you're gonna, because Pluto is here, it also has an element of smashing your ego. So your expectations will be a little shattered. So when you're
Mm.
in this situation of getting popularity and, getting the rewards from the effort you put into changing, like improving your health, something has happened and you're getting a bit of ego bashing.
Mm.
It's not really, yeah, and it's also maybe gonna happen here, like with your teammates. I don't know if you're working with someone as a teammate or neighbors or colleagues, something like that.
Uh, Not really right now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, in December, this would be a nice card if it didn't have Pluto in it. So you will get the popularity, but you'll also get the ego bashing. But I guess you're a YouTuber, so you're used to the ego
Yeah, I'm
bashing.
getting used to that ego bashing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
I have to
interesting all
say,
that stuff you're saying. It's just like, yeah, I can relate to it in my life, like letting go of what people think of me, all this stuff. It's like I'm going through it all, everything you're saying here, and developing myself on the mental side as well instead of just the physical body all the time. And yeah, it's interesting.
and also I'm gonna say that, from 35 to 41, you're really on a path of really improving your finances, working on them. And
Yes.
35 was a bit introspective, it was not so much. But then at 36, you started doing something new that you loved, you were passionate about, and kind of surrendering to life as it is, because it's connected to this Nine of Hearts. So, not really being so judgmental, like this is good, this is bad, this is ugly, this is nice, just like surrendering to
Mm-hmm.
what is.
Yep.
And also in regards to your girlfriend, because the seventh cusp is here, and in regards to the public, because the public is also the seventh cusp. And at 37, you're going to start something new, something concrete, maybe something with real estate.
Hmm.
I don't know, something new. It's going to mean something beneficial for your finances. 38 is also going to be a good financial year, and 39 as well, because you have a 5 on the Jupiter card, so it's good.
It's good.
Yes, and also if I look at your next year, I see another, like the next year also you're still gonna be like your health, but you're gonna be feeling like you are getting some more results more than this year.
That's
As I
cool.
mean, starting from your birth date, which is the 1st of December, until the 1st of December 2019, it's
Hmm.
still gonna feel like your records are being broken, like it's not like your health as it used to be. And it's gonna be like that, kind of until like 38 is the same. 39 is gonna be better, like age 39. I think you're gonna also make a big move at age 39. You're gonna take this three of diamonds, gonna take a financial risk,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna pay off. and you're gonna be stable with your health. You're gonna
Sounds
be at a
good.
stable and secure point. But before that, like, I guess you'll still have to experiment stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can ask me stuff if you want.
It sounds like things are heading in the right direction. Health is improving. I just get healthier and healthier according to your chart. So that's cool.
Yes, you should be. Well, it will still be like difficult, like you still feel a bit, the tendency to victimize, like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working for the
Hmm.
next couple of years? But at 39, like, really, you'll see like a major improvement.
Cool. Can you tell where I'm gonna live? Can you get that accurate?
Mm. Where you're gonna live?
Or
Well,
if I'll be
well,
leaving Thailand?
if you'll be leaving Thailand, let me see. 2000. So the first time you moved was here like an ace of diamonds, like a new apartment, something like that. I don't really see much travel indicated. There could be travel between your birthday and the 23rd of January. And then let's see, your fourth, the third cusp is here. But if you're moving here, it's gonna be like a really tough move. It's like, yeah, it's possible. Also, like between the 16th of March and the 7th of May next year, it's also possible for you to move.
Hmm.
But it will be like a tough move, and like you'll feel like difficult to get adjusted to the new thing again. And
Interesting.
it's gonna be abroad because the 12th cusp is here, and that's like foreign places.
Mm-hmm.
Mars is here, yeah. So yeah, this is a possibility. Are you thinking of, I don't know, making your relationship more serious?
With my
Maybe.
girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to get back to her and see her in
Uh-huh.
person. It'd be
For
nice.
starters. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We would like to move in with each other and then whatever we're going to do it together instead of me just wandering off exploring the world.
Yeah, I think that's possible next year. It's possible because you're gonna have like a pretty stable time between January and March. So it's very possible to do that because I see this Six of Hearts here, which is emotional fulfillment. This can also be like a marriage card, but it's not necessarily marriage, but a more committed emotional relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So moving in would be like a step. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's possible. You have the timeline running for, because now you're like running the also the seventh lord, which is the public, but also your girlfriend. Well, it's a bit combust, it's a bit afflicted, but at least it's in a friend sign, so it's in a good dignity.
Mm.
It's a bit agitated, like yeah, it's a bit agitated, so there are some frustrations, I guess, maybe because of the distance and all.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you'll get married by 2023 for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, so I think your girlfriend is a very emotional and very generous person and
Mm.
very nourishing from what I see. So good for you.
Yeah, she's the greatest. What else is
Yes.
in there about her? Anything?
You're in Charana Vamsha Dasha, yes, Aquarius Cancer. So from the 1st of April this year, a lot of changes because this is the North Node and the 8th, and it always changes. So between now and December, a lot of like changes and breaks with the things you were doing, breaks from the things you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it also helps you with developing your, because with Rahu in Cancer, we tend to lie to ourselves first and then to other people because we're not like honest with how we feel. So we don't express, our emotions. So you have to learn, to express it. Like how you
Mm-hmm.
feel, not your second thought or your third, just how you feel, your first feeling, your genuine feeling.
Mm.
That's the challenge. And yeah, okay, Aquarius, Leo. Then you're gonna be running Leo Dasha the ninth. Aquarius, Virgo, Aquarius, Leo. What do you have in Leo? There's nothing here. Scorpio. Yeah, I think it's possible that you see your girlfriend by 2019, because also you have the Scorpio Pada here, and you have your spouse, and you also have Pisces, which is so 12th, and Pisces is 4th. I think, yeah, it's possible that you travel, or at least travel, if not move back. I mean, but you already travel a lot. Like, you travel to Laos, to Malaysia. So I'm
Ye-
not sure if it's like the travel back to Canada. Are you thinking about it, like, before your birthday to do it, or not really?
Yeah, that's one option for sure. Because I pretty much have to leave Thailand in November, and then
Mm.
I have to decide, do I want to stay, like leave the country and come back, and then I get another 3 months here, or do I just go back to Canada, see my girlfriend, and then start a new life down there?
And enjoy the winter.
Yeah, it's the worst time to go, November. That's the only problem I'm having. I'm like, oh man, November.
Yes, but I mean, I see, because you'll be running this Cancer, which is your eighth house, like changes and breaks, and it has the fourth cusp of home and the 12th cusp of foreign places. So it's very possible that by your birthday you go, I mean, very possible that you change country.
Hmm.
I think it's too private to ask your girlfriends to also look at her chart.
Yeah, I'll tell her. Maybe like we'll
Yeah,
show her this video, and I'll
yes,
ask her if she wants
because I
a
want to look
reading.
at her birth card. Yeah, I was curious how she shows up in your chart,
Yeah, I'd be interested. So yeah, hopefully she would.
and how you show up in her chart. And yeah, but I think you have, I mean, look at these yogas here. Yes, you have, I mean, the Jupiter in an angle from the moon, so that's a wealth yoga. So I guess from Jupiter Dasha, it started to slowly become better. So from 2014, your financial situation, like, slowly improving. I
Yep.
think it's going to be really nice. You're going to have a good time financially, also in between 2023 and 2025.
Cool.
Let's see. Yeah, Venus is the Lord of the 11th, so no. Well, you're running a good time now, but it's also pretty isolated, because it's the 12th, Jupiter is the 12th cusp. And it's also, emotionally, you're also fighting the inner emotional battle, because Jupiter is in Scorpio. So you, your complexes, your vulnerabilities, weaknesses are brought, like, to light, so you can work through them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what can you do? But yeah, you have this motivational speaker quality, Sun and Mercury on the ascendant. So you're a pretty influential and important person, and it's going to get better also with your health and financially, that I can say.
Sounds good.
Yes. Well, thank you for doing this, because I was personally curious about your chart.
Yeah, thank you. This has been really interesting, and it really like it everything you're saying, just it makes sense. Just it's so interesting to see on a chart that you can actually see this and plot it. It's like, "Oh my God." It's
Yes,
like
so
accurate.
astrology is not just woo. It's also, like, really can pinpoint marriage, moving, children, and all of that.
Yeah, very interesting. I'll tell my girlfriend. Maybe she'll come on your show, do a reading.
Yes, the vegetable police. Let's gossip about him a little, like girls.
Yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah. So thanks again for taking the time to do it. Good luck with the moving and with everything.
Thank you.
Yes, and talk to you later.
Okay.
And everyone, my vegetable police channel, I'm gonna link it. I think it's, yeah, vegetable police on YouTube. I'm gonna link it also in the comments. My website is yourstars.com. If you're interested in readings or classes about astrology or the cards. So yeah, that's about it for today.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.